Hi, I'm Mark from Tribble Painting, and today we are painting the kitchen, dining area, family area. So this has not been painted since the house was built, and it is the original, very cheap contractor's flat, and it absorbs any liquids, any stains, and you cannot get them off. So we're going to go ahead and paint the ceilings and walls with, we're going to paint the walls with eggshell, so they're a little easier to clean off, which is especially important in a kitchen. And just to get started, we got the floor dropped off, and then we're going to go ahead and mask off these cabinets so we protect it from any splatter while we're rolling the ceiling. Alright, so first up we are going to paint the ceilings. So we want to cover all of our cabinets to make sure that we don't get any paint splatter on them. So we're going to go ahead and cover them with our tape and drape here. We're just going to start at the wall here and towards the top, just kind of wrap it all the way around from wall to wall. We got it taped all the way across, and now we're just going to pull this down to completely cover the cabinets. So we have no chance of getting paint on cabinets or refrigerator. Before we get into painting the ceiling, we're just going to do a little bit of patching. The ceiling is in general pretty good shape, but there's just a couple nail pops and stress cracks that we're going to go ahead and put some mud on.
Hi, I'm Andy with Tribble.
So what are you doing, Andy?
I am cutting in the ceiling before we roll it out with flat paint, as I just did.
That's all right.
We're cutting it in because if you don't cut it in beforehand, you might leave a thing we call flashing that will leave two different textures on the ceiling, and when the light hits it, you'll be able to tell where have you been and not been.
What kind of sheet is it?
This is a flat. We typically like using flats on ceilings because of this problem. It doesn't show as much imperfections in the ceilings. The walls we use a little shinier. It's a little more durable. The ceilings don't get as much abuse as the walls do. So therefore, the flat.
What's next after you do all the cutting in?
Cutting in, after we cut in, we like to use an 18-inch roller that covers a lot of area in a short amount of time and puts on a good stipple with a lot of paint to help cover any of the imperfections you might see in a ceiling, especially a big ceiling.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
So Andy, you got any tips for doing some cutting? Any favorite tools or anything?
Favorite tools. I like a good brush with a nice angled 2.5 brush tip on it.
I call that sash brush.
Sash brush, yep. I don't like putting too much paint on it. You dip it, hit it once or twice on the sides, knock it a little bit off. Some people like to hit it 4 or 5, 6 times is too much. You're wasting time and you're taking off all the paint you want on there. 2, try to follow a line and just go with it. You just kind of pick a line and just move your arm straight across.
Okay.
And that's it.
Thanks.
Alright, so we got the ceilings cut out twice, and now we're going to go ahead and start rolling.
All right, that's pretty much it. Any advice for rolling a ceiling?
Biggest piece of advice for rolling ceilings: make sure every horizontal surface underneath the ceiling is covered, because as you can see from my face, ceiling paint does splatter. You know.
Okay. Cool. What's next? In the kitchen.
So we're gonna give this a couple hours to dry down, and then we're gonna roll out again, and then we'll be on to walls. So the ceilings are 2-coated. We let them dry overnight, and now we're on to walls. You know, you can see in this kitchen there's not a ton of wall space, so you know we don't need to break out the big roller. So we're pretty much just going to paint everything with our little 4-inch roller and brush. Generally speaking, we like to start at the top, work our way down. Just seems to work better that way. I don't know how to. It's like reading a book, top to bottom, left to right. That way you're less likely to get skips and misses. You work in a natural progression through the room. That's all I got. Alright, so we got the soffits all painted. Now we're going to work on in between the cabinets. So anytime you're working in a kitchen, you got a lot of line work, a lot of cut work to do. So keep a wet rag with you just to clean up any oopses. The sooner you wipe it off, the easier it is. Alright, so anytime you have plugs, light switches, or you want to paint around them, not paint over them. Aside from making it difficult to plug things in if it's covered with paint, it will also look very bad after you plug in a couple things because all the paint will scratch off in places. So just paint around them. And again, with just our little 4-inch roller, it makes it really easy just to kind of go around it.